Dears, in the last class we have started the poem and we completed three stanzas, right? What's the poem name? On Killing a Tree. On Killing a Tree, which was written by the poet Giv Patel. Right, On Killing a Tree by Giv Patel. We have completed three stanzas. Totally four stanzas are there in this poem. We completed three stanzas in the previous video. Right. So in the three stanzas, okay, on killing a tree, it's main about the tree. That is, we human beings, we are destroying, killing the tree. But here what the poet is saying, we cannot kill a tree. Okay, we cannot kill a tree. So he explained the first stanza, right? It is not a simple thing to kill a tree by using just a sharp knife or anything. We cannot kill the tree because the tree is how the tree grows with the help of the root underground. It was taking the underground nutrients from the air, water, sunlight. Right, so it was very strong. We cannot kill the tree just by cutting the branch or the root or roots itself, right? So and second stanza, okay, we saw that. So if we cut the tree, no, if we get wound in our body, what will happen? It will bleed. The blood will come, right? See, like that the same, that pain when you are cutting the tree, no, that pain will be there for the tree. See, if anybody, just if you have some mark, if you cut in a knife or a blade, so you will get pain and it will bleed, right? The same like that for the tree also, it will pain and it will bleed, but that pain will not just stop the tree, okay? That is that will not kill the tree because and what will happen, no, if you cut the tree also, the branch again it will started to regrow, again it will started to grow, right? So in the third stanza what the poet is saying, if you want to kill the tree means you want to the root of the tree want to be pulled out. The root of the tree, that is the main thing. The root is a main thing for the tree, so that have to be pulled out. Otherwise what will happen means that the part where you are cutting, no, again it will started to regrow. So this we have seen in three stanzas, right? So now already told, in the next video, no, we will see the fourth stanza and the poetic devices, etc. Right? So now we are going to see the fourth stanza. That's the last stanza of this poem. Okay, look here, children. Then the matter of scorching and choking. Then the matter of scorching and choking in sun and air, browning, hardening, twisting, withering, browning, hardening, twisting, withering, and then it is done. Then the matter of scorching and choking in sun and air, browning, hardening, twisting, withering, and then it is done. So this is the fourth stanza which was given in the poem On Killing a Tree. Okay, look at this. See, in this stanza what the poet is saying, no, that is, he exposed a life source which when left open to the sun and air, it will be scorched. So what is meant by scorched? No, scorched, that is scorched. That's a flame, the heat which will burn on the surface of the heat, okay, or flame, that is called scorched. Okay, that is, it will left open to the air and water and it will be scorched, that is, will burn due to the heat of the heat and the air. Due to the air and the heat, it will just burn. That's a scorched due to the heat and the air, and it won't be able to reach the scorched places to relieve it, and the heat slowly, no, it will start to become brown. What will happen, no, the heat, it will slowly, it will start to become brown with all the softness fading out, leaving a hard, lifeless reminder bird behind. The lifeless reminder. See, then the matter of scorching and choking. See, what if due to the sunlight, the heat, the air, the tree was just scorching, burning, right? In sun and air, browning. So it was getting heat, no? It was becoming a brown color. Then hardening means the tree, the branches are getting harder. Twisting, withering. Twisting means the branches are twisting, the leaves are twisting. Okay, withering just wither. Wither means Withering. Wither means for a plant. Okay, of a plant, it become dry or decay. That is called withering. So it was becoming dry, withering, and then it is done, and then it was complete. Okay, the lifeless reminder behind that everything was super. So with the time, it will start to wither. That's what I told. Dry, to become dry. It will start to wither. That is become dry and bend out of shape. And bend out of shape. In short, no, the exposure. In short, what will happen? No, the exposure. What is meant by exposure? No, the exposure means the fact of something bad. The fact of something bad, that is called exposure. So the exposure, something bad will leave the root. Something happened badly. So that will leave the root vulnerable. This word I told in the previous class itself. Do you remember that word? Vulnerable. 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 Which means the exposed to the quality of being attacked or harmed, you can say. Exposed to the quality of being attacked. Attacking stage. Harm. H-A-R-M. Harm. Right. Harm stage. That is called vulnerable. So that will leave the root to vulnerable. Something may get harm for the tree. To all vagaries of weather. Do you know what's meant by vagaries? V-A-G-A-R-E-S. This is a new word. Okay. V-A-G-A-R-E-S. Vagaries of weather. Because of this word, vagaries means the unexpected change in a situation. Unexpected change. You will tell no unexpected change in weather. This is the new word you can learn. It's a vagaries of weather. Vagaries, V-A-G-A-R-E-S. Vagaries of weather means unexpected change in a weather, which will ultimately weaken the tree and kill it. So the unexpected weather, what they are saying, that is due to it was scorching, burning, due to the heat of the air and by the sunlight, by that flame, it was just burning. And at last, no, it may weaken. Okay, ultimately, finally, it will. Ultimate means what you guys were saying. This word, no, ultimate, star, ultimate. Do you know what is meant by ultimate? It's a ultimate means super. Not that. Ultimate means a final. That's a final, last. Next to that, nothing is there. Other than final, that's the final, ultimate. So we are saying ultimate star. No, that is. Next to ultimate star, no one. He is topmost. For that we will say ultimate. So finally, ultimately, no, just it will weaken the tree and it will kill it. That unexpected weather. So he was saying the last thing. The human beings cannot kill the tree. At last, the unexpected weather, due to that heat, and it will burn and it will weaken the tree and then it will kill it. So the poem ends by this. Okay, I hope you understood this 4 stanzas clearly, right? So now let us see the stanza-wise annotations. Okay, annotations. First, you just see to the stanza 1. Say in a stanza 1, we have seen leprous hide. Leprous hide, right? What's a leprous hide? Leprous hide means the bark of the tree. A leprous, right? Because the surface of a bark is irregular or disfigured, we can say. That is the leprous. The surface of a bark, it is not, it is irregular. So that's a leprous. Hide means skin. Hide, what does it mean? Hide means skin. H-I-D, skin. That here it means the bark of the tree. Leproside means the bark of the tree. Leproside. I know. Let's see the stanza 2. Stanza 2. Hack and chop. What is that? Hack and chop. Because these are some new things we are learning. That a leproside. What is that? Okay. Hack and chop. What's a hack and chop? No. Hacking and chopping. Here also you seen that. Of scorching and choking. So what is that? Choking. But a hack and chop. So hacking and chopping means cutting off something. Cutting off something usually with a sharp instrument or a weapon. That is called hack and chop. Hacking and chopping. Hacking and chopping. That is cutting off something usually by the sharp instrument or weapon. That is called hack and chop. Okay, hack and chop. In a third stanza, okay, in a third stanza, the word the earth cave. Okay, the third stanza, you can see out from the earth cave. Earth cave. What is the earth cave? See, earth cave, that is the earth bed. The earth bed underground where the root was firmly attached. The root was firmly attached. That is called the earth cave. That is the earth bed. That is underground. In underground where the root was attached to the soil. That is called earth cave. Okay. In the same stanza, you see here. Source. The source white and wet. I don't know what's a white and wet. When you are cutting the tree, the bleeding. For us, if we cut away something where means the red color of blood will come out. For the tree, no, some white color liquid. That is sap, I told, right? The white color liquid will come out. So what is this source white and wet? Source white and wet. That means the root of the tree containing sap. That is which is the white liquid, and it is made of all the important nutrients and chemicals necessary to sustain it. To that white liquid, no, when you are cutting the tree, that the white and wet, I don't know something, the white liquid that is made up of all the important nutrients and chemicals, and that both are nutrients and chemicals, no, that both are necessary to sustain the tree. That is the source white and wet. Okay, in the last stanza, scorching. Scorching, I don't know what scorching. S-C-O-R-C-H-I-N-G, scorching. That is a burning. A burning at a high intensity. High flame, high intensity. That is called scorching. Okay, burning at a high intensity. In the same, at last you can see withering. Wither, I don't know, withering. It's a fading, somewhat fading from life. Wither, I told, it was becoming dry. That is, it was the leaves were going to die. A fading, slowly it was fading from life. That is called a withering. So some annotations I told in this four stanzas. That is in the first leproside, which means the bark of the tree. Alright. In the second stanza I told hack and chop. Hack and chop means that is hacking and chopping, that is by cutting something. A cutting of something by using a sharp instrument or a weapons, that is called hack and chop. In third stanza we have seen the earth cave. Earth cave. So earth cave means that's underground, the earth bed where the root is was firmly attached to the soil, that is called earth cave. So then we have seen in the same stanza, source white and wet. Source white and wet, I told. That is the root which contains the sap, which is a white liquid. It have all nutrients and chemicals which is very necessary for that, right? So in the fourth stanza, we have seen scorching. Scorching means a burning and a high thing, right? That's called scorching. And last one, withering. Withering means what? That's just a dry, fading from life. So these are some annotations which I want to share in this poem. So in all stanzas, I told some words, annotations, right? So now let's see the poetic devices in this poem on killing a tree. Poetic devices. What are the figure of speech are there? See, first one I want to say here, see here. See the first stanza. Slowly consuming the earth. Slowly consuming the earth, rising out of it. Feeding upon its crust, absorbing years of sunlight, air, water, and out of its leprous height sprouting leaves. See once again, slowly consuming the earth, rising out of it, feeding upon its crust, absorbing years of sunlight, air, water, and out of its leprous height sprouting leaves. So in these lines, I want to say the poetic device. So in these 6 lines, the poetic device is the imagery. The imagery used here. So what I used here is strong and depicts the growth of the tree. It was very strong. The tree was very strong, and it depicts the growth of the tree by consuming nutrients. By consuming what? Nutrients and from the earth, and absorbing sunlight, air, water from nature. So this is imagery. Imagery, just the poet was imagining and saying it was the tree was strong and growth. It was consuming the nutrients. Like us, we will consume some nutrition, foods or nutrients, right? Like that, the tree also consuming the nutrients from the earth itself by absorbing what? Sunlight, air, and water from the nature. So here he used this imagery. The poet, who is a poet? Giv Patel, right? Giv Patel. In the 6 lines, he used the imagery. Okay. The next poetic device I want to say is the bleeding bark. See here in the second stanza. Bleeding bark. The bleeding bark will heal. They know 4th line. Second stanza, 4th line. The bleeding bark will heal. Bleeding bark. So what's a bleeding bark? Figure of speech here used is. This is an example of personification. You know the personification, right? Here the tree is portrayed as a human being. Why it was personification? Means here in this that bleeding. Here the tree is portrayed as a human being. Throughout the poem, not only there, throughout the poem, here that the tree is portrayed as a human being throughout the poem. So and thus the bark where it is wounded and is represented as bleeding, because only for human beings, if you have any cut in your body, it will bleed. But throughout the poem, the poet compared that tree to the human being. He was just portraying tree as a human being, and at last he was saying just throughout the poem, no, he just said that, and it was getting wounded, and it is represented as a bleeding. Okay, so this is personification, bleeding bark. The next poetic device, I want this, okay, already you know some poetic devices like a personification, metaphor, simile, and some of this imagery. These things you have read in the previous classes itself. Now the poetic device, I am going to say one new poetic device. Okay, so what's the name means? Enjambment. Okay, like metaphor, like simile, this is also one of the figure of speech. So what does that means? Enjambment. It is there in the poem. Enjambment. So what is enjambment? The word is spelling, no? E-N-J-A-M-B-M-E-N-T. Enjambment. So what is that now? The enjambment is a figure of speech in which a line of poetry. Okay, see the lines here. How the lines are there. See, take much time to kill a tree, not a simple jab of the knife will do it. It has grown slowly consuming the earth, rising out of it, feeding upon its crust, absorbing years of sunlight, air, water. See the lines here. Here now it's a figure of speech in which the line of poetry rolls to the next line. See here the line rolls to the next line, slowly consuming the earth, rising out of it, feeding upon its crust. So for one line, no, it was continuing in the next line, rolls to the next line. So without any pause, that's the matter. Without any pause. that is marked by comma or a full stop without any pass. It was just rolling. So in this poem, no, there is enjambment in every stanza. In every stanza, there is an enjambment. Without any full stop or comma, the line was continued to the next line. So that is called enjambment. Here it was used. Okay, now a second stanza also you can see. So hat and chop, but this alone won't do it. See the last miniature buffs which if unchecked will expand again to form a size. So the line without any pass, it was continuing. It was rolling to the next line. That is enjambment. Okay. So in this poem, every stanza has enjambment. Okay. That is here the first line moves on to the second without any full stop or comma at its end. That is called enjambment. So now you have learned this new thing. Okay. Okay. So the poem, okay, here and the main thing is this poem has rhyme scheme. Okay, every poem you are noticing the rhyme scheme. That is by using rhyming words. You will know the rhyme scheme like A, B, B, A, B, A, C, like that, right? So what's the rhyme scheme of this poem? Could you find out any rhyme scheme in this poem? There is no particular rhyme scheme. Okay. There is no particular rhyme scheme followed in this poem. The poem is divided into 4 stanzas totally. Okay, totally 4 stanzas are there in this poem, and each stanza comprises varying lines. The poem, that is, we want to say is the poem is then written in the free verse without any rhyming words. That's a rhyme scheme, because so there is no rhyme scheme in this poem. Okay, so that's it. The poetic devices we have seen, the annotations, some annotations we have seen, and there is no rhyme scheme. So why I told it, right? Okay, so what we have learned from this poem, because just by reading, memorizing, that is not enough, right? You want to learn something from that lesson. So what you have, what's a message conveyed in this poem, that you have to learn. I think you got some idea what's a message, and I will say now. See, the poem conveys a message. So what the poem was conveying, the message means that trees are living beings. Trees are also the living beings, just like any other form of life. It is also the living being, just like any other form of life, right? They have a strong survival instincts. They have strong survival. They can live in this world. Even more than, okay, human beings, the trees will live for many years. It is not easy to kill them. That is, we want to. It is not easy. Just by cutting, we cannot kill the tree. It is not easy to kill them. So every time they are attacked, whenever you are attacking, every time they are attacked, injured, or just scrap, they heal themselves. Whenever they are injuring, getting hurt, attacked, they heal themselves and regain their glory. They again regain their lives. So that you want to remember. We cannot kill the trees. Okay, children, I hope you understood this poem well. You enjoyed the class. We will see the next class in the next video. Okay, thank you, children.